In the past 30 years, we've literally trained ourselves to become weak, sick, and depressed. It's pretty damned obvious that gyms and health clubs simply don't work for the majority of people, and we need an alternative.
This is Fit Pro Lifestyle with Gary Robinson, helping you create a fitness career with a lifestyle to match.
Hey, and welcome to Fit Pro Lifestyle Podcast Episode 3. It's Gary Robinson here, and today I'm talking about how to go about starting your own fitness bootcamp or outdoor training group. In fact, I think it's vital that you do this now if you haven't already. Not just for the sake of your own career as a fitness professional, but for the sake of all the people in your community. See, the reason I'm so passionate about group outdoor fitness is that exercising outdoors with friends is simply the most natural thing we can do to improve our health, especially if the group's led by someone who's passionate or knowledgeable and professional. Now, most adults these days are weak and they're in much poorer health compared to what we were just 30 years ago. The clinical depression is at an all-time high, and the way we work and live and even train has a lot to do with that. As well as eating processed junk food, most of us just don't move anymore, at least not in the way we were supposed to. In the past 30 years, we've literally trained ourselves to become weak, sick, and depressed. It's pretty damned obvious that gyms and health clubs simply don't work for the majority of people, and we need an alternative. Humans are social creatures. For thousands of years, we've depended on our tribe or our community to survive, and these days more than ever, there's a need for more real-life interaction. I'm talking about actual physical contact, not hearts or likes or tweets, a high five or a slap on the back or a punch on the arm, a hug. I can't explain why, but this physical friendship and camaraderie and team spirit just seem so much more vital for our mental health. We also need to be exposed to the outdoor elements. For example, there's now a huge body of science around the links between vitamin D deficiency and breast cancer. So for women in particular, just spending more time outdoors could literally save your life one day. And like I said, over the past 30 years, we seem to have just forgotten how to move. Physical culture has become a thing of the past. Now, I'm not saying we've become lazy, but more people than ever simply don't have the motor skills to move without injuring themselves. And I mean really basic stuff like running, jumping, lifting, and throwing. As fitness professionals, I really believe we have a duty of care to encourage our clients to get outdoors, move the way our bodies are supposed to, and simply interact with each other on a more physical level. If you join the fitness industry to help people become fit and healthy, then how can you possibly succeed on your mission without doing this? Now, what I've learned and mastered over the years is a group training system and a business model that really does improve the health and fitness of folk, as well as giving us trainers a sustainable career path and an income that pays better than most professions. You don't even need to work 40 hours a week to make it happen. You can realistically earn a full-time income while building a valuable business asset that you could even sell one day, and you can do this simply by organising and conducting outdoor group fitness sessions in your community just a few times a week. But the sad thing is, you won't learn how to do it on any formal education courses such as personal training certifications or fitness degrees. I learned what I know now about training groups from just years of trial and error in the field, and by taking proven business strategies from other, more mature industries that I've worked in, sometimes not, and applying those strategies to the fitness industry. I've been sharing what I've learned via my website since 2011, and there's a whole body of work there that can help you out. Just head over to fitprolifestyle.com and you'll see what I'm talking about. So whether you've been slogging it out for years in a health club or a PT studio, whether you're a newly qualified personal trainer wondering what to do next, or even if you're thinking about a career change into the fitness industry to do something that you're passionate about, I'm here to tell you that starting an outdoor fitness group will be one of the smartest fitness career moves you'll ever make. And this podcast is all about helping you to do that. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you how to start an outdoor fitness group for very little expense. But first, I want to put to bed one of the most common questions I get asked, which is, what's the best personal training certification or qualification? So okay, do you really think that choosing the right course is the key to success? Well, that's what the education providers tell you, but let me tell you, they're dead wrong. Which course you choose is completely irrelevant, and here's why. The average career span of a qualified personal trainer is only about 1 or 2 years, depending on which country you live in. It's pretty lame. These training institutes are pumping out thousands of qualified personal trainers, and sadly, many of us just fall by the wayside. And did you know that the average qualified personal trainer earns less than the counter staff at a fast food restaurant? That's absolutely true, and the reason it's possible is because the average counter staff at McDonald's receives more real-world training than the average personal trainer does, or should I say the average qualified personal trainer does. So instead of worrying about which certification to choose, here's what to do instead. First go out and get qualified or certified. Just do it in the quickest and most convenient way possible. Not because of what you're going to learn on the course, but because a professional certification it'll simply make it easier to get public indemnity insurance, which you'll need to train people. That's it. That's the only reason to do it. Please don't concern yourself with which PT course is the best or most credible, because none of them will teach you what you need to know to succeed anyway. You may as well pick the cheapest and easiest for what good it'll do you. But then you begin your real education. See, in the fitness industry, being qualified and being educated are two entirely different things. What you learn from your PT certification will simply not be enough to even get by. At this stage, you're going to make a commitment to learn as much as you can from credible sources and invest in your own personal development every single day. I like Strong First and CrossFit. They both run exceptionally good education programs. And of course, the members' website at Kaizen Outdoor Fitness has top quality workout programs and business strategies that you won't find anywhere else. Now, as soon as you can, start an outdoor fitness group, and stay tuned to this episode and I explain how you can get started today for very little investment. The next thing you want to do is find a mentor. Visit some successful outdoor training groups in your area and talk to the owners and trainers. Just tell them that you're a new outdoor personal trainer and that you'd like to learn from them. Successful people love to help others get on. You may be able to assist in some sessions to watch and to learn. I suggest you buy them a cup of coffee or breakfast even after a session, and you'll get the opportunity to ask them for advice. This, in my opinion, would be the best value for money education that you can get in the fitness industry. And if you're already running an outdoor training group or boot camp, you should join the coaching community of professional outdoor trainers that I run at KaizenOutdoorFitness.com. You can find instructions on how to join on the Fit Pro Lifestyle website as well. Attend conferences and seminars, not those fitness expos that are full of bloated posers. I mean the real education events, because just being in a room full of like-minded professionals will give you a real boost. Look out for smaller local events too. You'll begin to learn who the key players are in your area and rub shoulders with established and truly successful fitness industry experts. And on that subject, join a local business networking group, like a Chamber of Commerce or a B&I group, something like that. How will this help you become a better outdoor trainer? Well, it'll improve your confidence in front of a group of people and teach you public speaking skills. And it's the same skills that are essential for conducting successful group training sessions, see? You'll also get the opportunity to talk to local business and community leaders and build relationships that will help you get new clients and referrals. Yeah, people skills, maturity, emotional intelligence, these are all huge factors for success in the fitness industry because, we're in a personal training business. It's a personal service. Being a member of business networking groups will help you develop these skills in this area. Becoming qualified or certified, it's really just the beginning, and the course you choose is totally irrelevant to your success. So please don't get hung up on which course you should choose. Unfortunately, most personal trainers will get their certification and head straight off to a health club or PT studio to earn less than minimum wage. They've got no way of differentiating themselves from thousands of other qualified personal trainers that these courses are pumping out literally every week. Sure, get qualified in the quickest and most convenient way possible, but then start really investing in yourself and start your own outdoor training group. Okay, so how would you go about starting your own outdoor fitness group or boot camp? Well, you can start an outdoor fitness business with literally no equipment and just acquire it as your client base grows. So on the subject of equipment, let's talk about that for a second. By starting small and just set aside 10% of your training income each week for investing in equipment, and in a few weeks you'll have enough money to just grow. You'll have all you'll need to run a profitable and full-scale fitness business after a couple of months. So here's what you need to get started. And you only need to invest a few dollars or a few pounds. The first thing is markers or cones or witches' hats or some sort of thing you can place on the ground to lay out circuits or agility drills. If I had to choose just one piece of equipment to run boot camps, I would choose these cheap little plastic hats. You know, they're so versatile. I use them as stations and circuits or markers, score counters, relay buttons, trophies, and sometimes even like team mascots. And the second thing you need when you're really just starting out is just a good understanding or knowledge about body weight training. You'll need to understand exactly how to use gravity and body weight to increase and decrease resistance for the fundamental body weight exercises such as pushes, pulls, and squats. Now, Dragon Door publishes the best books I've read on this subject. You also need access to a library of functional exercises that will add variety and fun to your training, such as the one I maintain on my YouTube channel. Actually, if you go to YouTube and search for Kaizen Outdoor Fitness, there's demonstrations of over 80, I think there's 80 or 90 exercises on there. So that'll get you started, maybe get you up to about 10, 12 clients. So what do you do next? Well, if you're putting a little bit of money aside every week, you should have a few $100 or a couple of £100 spare. And after that, I'll go for skipping ropes or jump ropes. I'd buy a bunch of balls, inflatable, hard balls, rubber balls, various shapes and sizes. You can do a lot of different types of drills with those. I'd buy some rubber resistance bands. They're pretty affordable. And also a battling rope. Bands and battling ropes are pretty important because it's quite difficult to train pulling movements with just body weight. But if you do, go for a purpose-made rope that's thick and heavy, and it will have sealed and coated ends, otherwise they'll fray. Ideally, the ropes should be about 15 meters long and at least 75 millimeters thick. Now that'll get you up to the next level, which would be running a full-time business or full-time boot camp. You probably want to set aside a few grand for this. And I would say once you're walking along with about 30 or more clients, you want to be thinking that it's time to turn this venture into a full-time business and invest in it accordingly. Now at this stage, you'll have enough money to get some really good versatile training equipment. But don't go for fad stuff or anything silly or stupid. Bearing in mind, you're going to be outdoors. Here's what I recommend you get. First thing is sandbags. Sandbags are an awesome substitute for barbell training, and they have the added advantage that they can simulate real life loads like picking up a child or a pet or a bag of mulch. But get good quality waterproof bags with good seals so that they don't leak, and look for seals that have both zip and velcro. You'll need both, and you'll need bags that have sealed inners as well, so you can interchange them and make various weights. I would get 2 or 3 times as many inners as you have sand bags, and then fill them up with dry sand in units of 5 kilograms and 10 kilograms. Now, if you've downloaded any of the workouts on my website, you'll see that I offer beginners, intermediate and advanced options. So for those workouts, the beginners would start out with 5 kilogram to 15 kilogram sandbags. Intermediates would have 15 to 30 kilograms, and my advanced participants would be anything upwards of about 30 kilograms. See, sandbags are really affordable way to acquire heavy weight because sand's free if you live near a beach, and you can buy it really inexpensively from builders merchants if you're landlocked. Next thing are kettlebells. Kettlebells are just so versatile, and me being a strong first instructor, I just love the effect that kettlebells do for your body. It's so simple and so effective to train with. I would suggest 8 kilogram and 12 kilograms for ladies and beginners, and buy 16 kilograms and 24 kilograms for guys and maybe more intermediate and advanced clients. But I will say this about kettlebells: it's vital to learn how to coach and cue the basic kettlebell lifts, such as swings, get-ups, and the clean and press. Definitely don't introduce kettlebell training without first learning the movements yourself, preferably from a strong first instructor. But when used properly, kettlebells have been proven to repair and fix all manner of shoulder and back injuries, but they can be blamed for doing the opposite if you're careless with them, so take a course. Next piece of equipment for outdoor training are those rubber coated dumbbells. They're a great alternative to kettlebells for beginners and for those who are not ready to teach kettlebells. I find that having a few sets of just 3 smaller sizes is optimal, and I like 4 kilograms, 7 kilograms, and 10 kilograms. Medicine balls. Love medicine balls. But again, don't go buying lots of different sizes. Just stick to 2 sizes. 5 kilograms for ladies and beginners, 10 kilograms for the guys. And get those rubber coated balls that you can throw around and bounce off the ground. And they're ideal for training in the wet and the mud as well. And finally, you want to buy some boxing pads and some shields. Boxing is just an awesome way to train lactate and aerobic conditioning, and it builds muscular endurance. It's also like fun and adds a lot of variety to your sessions, and everyone loves to punch and kick, even though they might not admit it at first. But again, it's worth taking a short course or certification to learn how to teach and cue properly and safely. You don't need to get technical. In fact, I think it helps if you keep it really, really simple. And again, I've got heaps of workouts on my website if you want to introduce fitness boxing to your clients. Here's some tips for bootcamp equipment. Overall, I would take a short course or certification in the equipment you use. In my experience, you buy some equipment, but going on the course, often that the manufacturer provides, you just get way more out of it. You get loads more ideas, and you learn how to use it properly, and it makes the equipment last a little bit longer. Design your workouts to make maximum use of minimum equipment. So think about how you can maximize the use of what you have got with the people you've got. Circuit training, for example, is a good way of sharing your equipment around if you've got lots of people. The other thing would be to bias your equipment towards mostly lighter weights. Group outdoor training is popular because it's fun, it's accessible, and it's non-threatening. But most civilians are going to fall into the beginner and intermediate categories, so you want to be able to cater for them first. And just don't invest in a lot of equipment if you're just starting out. It's easier to grow your equipment as you grow your business. So, you can start off, like I said, start off with literally nothing and just invest, put a little bit of money aside and invest as you go. Definitely don't be tempted to make your own equipment. I see this all the time. It's unsafe. It looks unprofessional, which is probably the worst thing about it. And it's just completely unnecessary. There's so many, cheap, good quality pieces of fitness equipment around there that it is a little bit unnecessary to do that. Now, I put together a getting started gear guide as well that you can download for free from my website. So just head over to thefitprolifestyle.com and find episode number 3, and there'll be a link there that you can download my gear guide. I think that's all for today. I really hope this inspires you to get out there and start your own fitness group or boot camp. Exercising outdoors in a team or a group led by a knowledgeable professional, it can be far more effective than going to a gym when it comes to addressing the problems of obesity and lifestyle disease. And not enough fitness professionals offer this as a service, and it's probably because we just don't get enough information on how to do it properly. So my hope is that by sharing what I've learned, it will give trainers like you who are prepared to invest in yourself the knowledge and skill you need to succeed in what's ultimately a really rewarding and vital industry. Go out and get it done. So if you're enjoying this podcast, don't forget, go over to iTunes, subscribe, and please leave a review and share it with other trainers so we can all work together to build a healthier community. That's all for me. I'll see you next time.
Discover how to create a fitness career with a lifestyle to match. Check out fitprolifestyle.com.